Hi everybody, I'm Jeff Funk, and I'd like to introduce to you 5 albums that are so good you don't need to skip a track. Here's the first one, Mike and the Mechanics. Here's the second one, Red Rider, Neruda. Supertramp, Even in the Quietest Moments. Marillion, Misplaced Childhood. And The Police, Reggatta de Blanc. Mike and the Mechanics' debut album came out in 1985. It's a self-titled album, and it was formed by Genesis bass guitarist Mike Rutherford. It's a 1980s style pop rock, but it's deeper with the lyrics and stuff. It's not just fluff. The first track is called Silent Running, and it was a single, as was the second track, All I Need Is a Miracle. But looking through the rest of the tracks, I feel that all of them could be singles. In my opinion, it's hit after hit after hit. Every song is amazing, no skipping tracks. This album is by a group called Red Rider, and it is called Neruda. It came out in 1983. It's a Canadian band, and in my opinion, they don't get enough recognition. Although many of you may know Tom Cochrane, the lead singer, sang the song Life is a Highway. Anyway, this is straightforward rock and roll. The intro is a slow percussive piece with moody keyboards and soaring slide guitar. It transitions beautifully into the powerful single, appropriately called Power. The additional hits include Human Race, Walking the Fine Line, and Napoleon Sheds His Skin, which has one of the most amazing guitar solos I've ever heard. I'll call it the outro or whatever, the last minute and a half of this song, the solo soars. It's almost vocal, and it evokes kind of an emotional response, a sort of melancholy. You gotta hear it. Again, I don't skip a track on this album. This next album is by Supertramp, and it's called Even in the Quietest Moments. This came out in 1977. Supertramp, it's a piano-driven progressive rock, although I gotta say it's light progressive. It's very approachable, radio-friendly. I have 2 of Supertramp's best of CDs, and between the 2 of them, this whole album is almost completely covered. So it goes to show you how highly regarded these songs are. From the opener, Give a Little Bit, to Fool's Overture, it's sonic beauty. It's easy to listen to, and I find myself getting immersed in its understated complexity. And again, there are no skipping tracks on this album. It is just fantastic. You got to listen to it. This is an album by Marillion. It's called Misplaced Childhood. It came out in 1985. It's progressive rock. It has complex rhythms and lofty lyrics. I'll admit that the vocals are an acquired taste. The lead singer, Fish, has a very unique vocal delivery, and he's very dramatic. It's a concept album taking the listener through the struggles of the singer's past, from his childhood to where he is now. But it centers mainly on the love of his life and how devastated he was at their ending. It caused a downward spiral, and this album centers on some of those struggles, but the ending is one of hope, leaving us with renewed strength to face life's challenges. I find that an album like Pink Floyd, The Wall, which is a great album, it leaves me kind of depressed. This one, it leaves me with hope at the end. So in order to enjoy this album to its fullest, I don't skip a track. This last album is by The Police. It's called Reggatta de Blanc. It came out in 1979. It's reggae rock. It was so cool listening to The Police during this time of my life. My friends didn't share my love for this band, not at first, but I do believe that I was able to convince them of their worth. Although this is their second album, this is the one that drew me in. Message in a Bottle is still a favorite of mine. Further highlights for me are Bring on the Night, Walking on the Moon, and The Bed's Too Big Without You. A thoroughly enjoyable album from start to end. So, yeah, as before, I don't skip a track. Hope you enjoyed these. Thanks a lot. Bye.